Hey everyone, I want to thank you for watching my channel and subscribing, if you would. Thank you. I want to talk today about how my parents have initially reacted to me coming out as a female to male trans. And that's what I'm going to talk about. I want to start off by saying my parents are supportive. They say they're supportive and they're adamant about it. So the first thing that's really been on my mind about what's been their initial reaction that's been the hardest is that they say I'm dying and becoming a whole new person. Now I understand it's a really big change, but I'm not dying. I didn't die. I'm just transitioning into a male. And I'm still the same personality. I'm still having the same morals. And I still feel like I'm the same person. I don't feel like I'm dying. They say they're losing their daughter, which is true. I'm not going to be a daughter anymore. I'm going to be a son. And they're going to have to get used to the fact that I'm going to be a son now instead of a daughter. So they're losing their little girl. And that's really hard for them. But I don't like how they say I'm dying. And they said I have to die before they can wrap their heads around the fact that I'm trans. So I don't like the fact that I have to die before they can start wrapping their heads around it. So that was really hard for me. My mom cries a lot when the subject of me being transgender is brought up or about me transitioning. When she cries, it makes me feel just utterly like the worst person in the world. I feel like I have hurt her to no end. I do not want her to cry because I know she's hurting on the inside. But that is one of her reactions, is she tends to cry. And it's really hard to see her cry. One of the things my dad said was that he would rather me be gay than transgender. Now, he said it would be easier for him to handle me being gay than me being transgender, which was like, well, now I wish I was gay because my parents would be able to handle it. But I can't help that I'm transgender. It's just part of who I am. And transitioning is just going to help me feel like the best me. And there's nothing, I could not transition, but that wouldn't be good. That would just make me feel worse about myself. But it wouldn't be helping anyone in the end. But he said he would rather me be gay than transgender because he's only been taught how to deal with gay people, not transgender people. I want to make a big shout out to my parents for this part of their reaction. They are not kicking me out. A lot of parents kick their children out when they find that they're trans. Now, I don't exactly live with them. I have an apartment, but I live with them part-time. I'm at their house right now. And they fully support me financially. I have no income. So my income is zero. I have no income. So they're going to continue to support me financially. And I think that's fantastic that they are willing to do all of this. And they are not angry enough to kick me out or anything like that, like some parents would be. Something super fantastic that they're doing for me is they are offering up counseling for me, before I start deciding about testosterone or transitioning in any other means. And I think that's fantastic. Like, I definitely know that I need to talk it out with someone before I make a decision. I don't really have any friends, and my parents are the only ones I can talk to. And sometimes you can't talk about some things with your parents. Sometimes you need a counselor. And a counselor is actually, and the counselor I'm going to go to is trained to and works with transgender people. So I think he's going to be able to help me understand myself better and make sure whether I'm female to male, F to M, or female to non-binary, F to N. Because I've been non-binary for a couple years now, and it's felt pretty good. But I don't know, I've just had some confusing feelings over the past year, and I think I need to explore them a little more to figure out who I really am. And I think that's fantastic. Also, they worry about my mental health a lot. I take a lot of I take a lot of medicine for my mental health, and they know that testosterone is going to interfere with those medicines. And they want to make sure that I'm aware of any interactions and that we are taking the precautions necessary before I start any of that. They don't want me to have a mental health breakdown or any sort of flare up because they really care about me. And I think that's fantastic. Well, that's how my parents have initially reacted, and I hope that this gives you some insight as to how my life is going right now and how it could go with you or your family. My parents have always been supportive of me, even in the hardest of times. So you just got to know your audience. I'm not saying this is how it's going to go for you, but this is how it's going for me. This is kind of just like a video diary of how it's going for me. And that's just kind of what's going on here. I thank you for watching. Click the button below to subscribe, please. Thank you.